Welcome to Hero Wars Info. My name is Ryan. Today we're going to be going over Fafnir, the blacksmith dragon in Hero Wars. Fafnir used to be pretty popular, and he's still pretty good in the right situations. Let's go ahead and go over his skills. First one, his ultimate ability, Blacksmith Mastery. It stuns all enemies for 2 seconds, and grants the effect from the Runic Blade skill, which is his third ability, to all allies. If an ally is protected by a Runic Shield, the second ability, all allies receive the shield's effect in the same amount. So basically, he's basically allowing these to go to everyone on the team. And his level is dependent on if the chance to stun here, so you really want to upgrade this to the max level to make sure he has the highest chance to stun an enemy whenever he ults. Runic Shield. Fafnir targets a random ally and begins to use his basic attacks to forge a runic shield for them. Its durability increases with each hit. The shield activates if a target hero takes damage that lowers their health to below 25%. The shield absorbs any damage when active. The runic shield protects the ally from any lethal damage once per battle. Heroes with the agility main stat are prioritized when selecting an ally. So the shield durability with each hit, and whatever they say each hit is whenever he hits the hammer, which is his basic attack, but it's not really an attack on the enemy, it's just helping your team. That is 30% physical attack plus 1300, and the max shield that you can get is 250% physical attack plus 55,000. So, this is a way for him to protect the team, and if you do have a shield that is available on one hero that's maxed out, and then he does his runic shield, what will happen is that will apply to all heroes, which can be a lot of damage that is going to be mitigated. Next up, Runic Blade. Enchants the weapon wielded by the ally Fafnir is forging a runic shield for, increasing damage from their physical attacks for 8 seconds. This is the whole reason why he targets agility main stat here, is so that it increases the physical attack for 8 seconds for whoever he is doing this ability for. So whoever is getting the runic shield will also be getting the runic blade. It's just basically forcing them and making them better and better. The extra damage is 40% physical attack plus 3250, and that will continually increase as long as he keeps on hitting and doing a basic attack. So not increase, and it will continue, is what I should be saying, not increase. So every single time that he does his ability and the runic blade gets activated, it will push that for another 8 seconds. This effect does not stack though. Next up, Knowledge of Flaws. When an allied hero stuns an enemy, Fafnir casts a Knowledge of Flaws seal on them for 10 seconds, boosting their armor penetration stat. When the hero stuns an enemy again, the seal duration is reset. The armor penetration bonus stacks up to 5 times. One armor penetration bonus for one stun is 3.5 physical attack plus 2600. So what does this mean? Is that if you have a team that is going to be stunning the opposing team, then you'd be able to get a lot of seals on that particular hero who did the stuns to help them have higher armor penetration. What it means when the seal duration is reset is that since it's 10 seconds, if they stun another person within the 10 seconds of the first one, it will give them a second armor penetration bonus, but it will then reset that time to 10 seconds again, so on and so forth. Alright, so what are the skins? Fafnir has 2 physical attack skins, the Spring Skin and Winter Skin, a Health, Armor, and Strength Skin. Biggest ones you want to be focusing on, physical attack. That is by far his main skill set. If you look at almost all of these abilities, it's based off of his physical attack, so definitely the best. Then you want to go with Strength, because that also will increase his physical attack. And then I choose Health, then Armor. For items, Fafnir is a strength-based hero, so he is going to need a lot of these Harunian helms. He also is going to need a lot of these Lycanthrope's fangs, since a lot of his stuff is based off of health. You can see here, like, we have the Unity of Extremes, Alucard's Amulet, Ruler's Globus, all that good stuff. So he's going to require a lot of those 2 items in particular. Glyphs. Now again, we're going to be basically following the same order as skins. It's going to be physical attack, strength, health, and then it really depends on if it's magic, defense, or armor on what your server's at and what you want him to be good against. Magic attack or Magic Defense, this can help him a little bit against Orion, but usually with the Orion Augustus combo, that's going to be melting through Magic Defense anyway. So I guess there are other combos too that the Magic Defense can be helpful for. The armor can be great against specific heroes that target the backline. And Fafnir is a backline hero, so he is good at taking damage. He's kind of tanky, so he is good at taking damage, like against like a Zhu or a Kayla, where they will just really help him ult faster and help your team more. Artifacts. His main artifact is a armor artifact. You can see here Ancestral Anvil. Second is armor and magic defense, and third is strength. My recommendation is number 1, Ring of Strength, so that the physical attack can get boosted. Then it's going to be the armor, Ancestral Anvil, and then this one is by far the last priority, the Defender's Covenant, with the armor and magic defense. He is not ascended yet. He is under the support branch, so you would have to build that up if you want to get him a little bit stronger, and maybe eventually the ascension does come about. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of the battles. As I was doing testing, it was kind of funny. I kept on having him with different teams that would just dominate too quick. So I had to switch up the team to make it a little bit harder. So let's go ahead and look at this battle replay and get into it. So I'm going to put this at 0.25%. Fafnir, as I mentioned, is going to be in the back line. So he is going to be someone who, as I mentioned, if it's like facing a Zhu, facing a Kayla, very good to put Fafnir back here because he can absorb a lot of damage. Now, you'll also notice that Fafnir, okay, he's about to hit his hammer, boom, and you can see here the shield. The shield is going to be right over Lara. And now, let's pause real quick, too, because Lara just did her stun, and she stunned 5 enemies here. She has 5 of those seals. You see this at the very top? Those are 5 seals that are going to help her armor penetration. So, this Fafnir-Lara combo is pretty solid because of her stun. If she can stun the whole team, she'll get a lot more armor penetration that will help her be stronger and start to eliminate the team. All right, let's keep on going. You can see here, he just hit his hammer again, and that shield. So basically, Lara now has 2 effects of that shield on her. And in just a second, okay, shield again. And in just a second, there we go. Okay, now you can see that one was a gong that gives the attack. So the physical attack. Now Lara is getting more physical attack. He's targeting Lara because Lara is an agility-based hero. So we have the extra defense. We have the extra attack. So Lara is pretty boosted up at the moment. All right, let's keep on going. And you can see here, okay, just stunned one more enemy. And so that seal gets established right there. And we're going to see in just a sec that Fafnir is probably going to ult in just a moment. Here we go. Okay, so Fafnir's ulting, armor artifact comes on, and both, well, Sebastian's dead, but he would have had the same effect. And you'll see here that it stunned the enemy team. But if I did have other people besides Lara in the game, the seals and the attack, or not the seals, the attack and the defense, runic defense, runic shield, and runic weapon would be applied to the entire team. So this is absolutely not the team I would use for the team I was facing, but I needed to make it a little bit closer. Like if you put in Lyria, this team just absolutely dominates. All right, so let's talk about strengths of Fafnir. So he can boost physical attack damage pretty solidly, and he can protect a hero from a deadly hit with his runic shield ability. This can be vital in a fight. It can be the difference between a win and a loss sometimes if it is used at the right time. And he really is just used to push other heroes forward. A lot of times you'll see him in Dante teams to increase Dante's damage and Dante's defense a little bit. And he can be good in those type of situations. You'll also see him in Ishmael teams, Lyria teams, basically anyone that does physical damage. His other really big strength is his stun effect, because this stuns all enemies for 2 seconds. Now, if you're facing a Sebastian, Khorus, anyone that can stop stuns is not nearly as good. But if you put Mara on him, which is, by the way, the best pet, to put on Fafnir. That stun can get extended to 4 seconds, something like that. So, an entire team being stunned for that long, it can definitely be a game changer. So his top ability right here, it does take him a lot to get to that ult ability because he is tanky and he's not usually not taking a lot of damage, but whenever it happens, it's pretty solid. Weaknesses. He does not do a lick of damage. He only helps other people. So, because of that, I just noticed he's hitting the gingerbread man. That's pretty funny. This is his winter skin. Because of that, if he is only left behind with like him and Sebastian, you're going to be in trouble because both of those heroes are not going to... One is not going to be doing any damage, and Sebastian by himself is not going to be doing a lot of damage. So, he only affects other heroes and adds to that. He's also not great for any non-physical attacking teams. His abilities of like Runic Blade and Knowledge of Flaws are pretty worthless if they're not actually needed for armor penetration or physical attack. So only the first two abilities would apply, so you don't want to use them without those teams. Who are the good counters to him? Well, Khorus and Sebastian are both very good counters just to stop this stun from happening. Now, these effects will still happen regardless on what you do. Like the Runic Blade, Runic Shield, Knowledge of Flaws, those cannot be dispelled by Sebastian, but this can. So if you stop the main effect, the Blacksmith Mastery, usually that goes a long way to stopping him. Who is he good against? So he's very good against any backline attackers. So I mentioned like Kayla's. I've been getting a few questions on newer servers that Kayla's really hard to deal with because they don't have a Martha built up. Fafnir's another great hero to put at the back of your line, especially if you have a physical attacking team, to stop Kayla from just running amok, right? So, great idea to put Fafnir back there if you're running that type of team. Same thing for like someone like Zhu, who targets the back line. Fafnir, very tanky, has a lot of health, so he will be hard to kill, and really that damage is probably just going to be helping him ult more. Best use with physical attacking heroes. Doesn't really matter the physical attacking heroes. You can have a lot of different situations. I've found some pretty good symmetry or chemistry with synergy with Lara Croft just because of the stuns that Lara Croft does with the steady shot. And that will just give Lara, if she can get it off and stun the entire team, a lot of Fafnir's ability of Knowledge of Flaws, which makes her damage go up pretty significantly for 10 seconds. Best pets to use? There's only two. You absolutely want to use Mara. That will increase the duration of the Blacksmith Mastery. You can put Oliver on him, but you really don't need it. He doesn't need more health or armor. He needs to be able to do his effects a little bit stronger. Overall grade, I put Fafnir at a B-, and the reason is he's very niche. We're running into a lot of these heroes that are good in specific situations, and Fafnir's one of those. He can be very good in particular situations if you're facing non-Sebastian Khorus teams, and you have a physical attacking team that is going against whatever other team. So, like in particular teams, he can be phenomenal. Against other teams, he's just not as good if you bring him in. So you really have to be picky on wherever you utilize him because his skills can be negated, at least somewhat, which is going to hurt his overall usefulness to the team. So I do put him at a B-, not someone who I think you need to level up right away, but absolutely a hero that is interesting, and you probably do want to level up eventually. Please put in the comments if you would like me to do a different hero. If you have a specific suggestion, put those in the comments below. I'll take a look, and usually I'm happy to do those videos next. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk with you soon.